Well, this is our cool season cover crop mix. So this was planted in October after we'd pulled out the crops that we were growing here. And I think last year we had muskmelons in here and some winter squash. So when we're all done with those crops, we broadcast seed of these 4 species. These are oats. This one here is vetch, purple vetch or common vetch. These guys are Austrian winter peas, and they're not snap peas, they're more like a shelling pea. And then these are fava beans, or some people call them bell beans. And so these 3 are all nitrogen fixers, and what they do is through an association with the bacteria in the ground, they can take nitrogen out of the air, which is super abundant in the air, and through the plant stomata take it and they fix it in these nodules in association with the rhizobacter in the ground. What the oats do is they grow tall and they're strong, so they give something for the tendrils of the legumes to cling on to. But you can see here, this is like 3 feet, 40 inches tall. This is a lot of biomass. And so one of the terms for growing a cover crop is green manure, because they're all very succulent things, you know, like this isn't very fibrous. I can just kind of rip it apart and they break down quickly in the soil. So in about a week or so, I'm gonna mow this with a tractor, but you could weed whack it if you didn't have a tractor or something, and then I'll till it in. And so what you see above ground only represents probably 20% of the biomass. Most of the biomass is the roots. So this is a way you grow organic matter. And the microbes in your soil that create fertility feed on organic matter. So poor soil has 1 to 2% organic matter. We're probably up to 6 to 8% after 25 years of organic farming here. And you can easily ruin this through over-tilling your soil or letting it bake in the sun too much. And there's a lot of folks, and I'd like to start experimenting with this more, that are laying all this material down instead of mowing it or tilling it and covering it with giant tarps and letting the worms and the microbes just decomposing it. And this is what they call no-till. I found the grasses, like over here, this is a grass I didn't plant, you know, and it's huge. I'm trying to reach down in here. You can see this. These tend not to die back, unfortunately, in my no-till experience. So that's a bit of my nemesis of achieving success like that. They just want to grow back because that's their job, is to be grazed and keep growing. So if you're not doing cover cropping, you're really missing out on an opportunity to improve your soil. And you know, while we're on the topic of till or no-till, sometimes during tours I'll get questions about why don't you do no-till. And right now we're farming about 2 acres of annuals. We've done up to 5. And I've just found it's logistically not possible. And I point out that through cover cropping and applying compost, I'm seeing our fertility increase over time. And the opponents of tillage will say, oh, you're gonna destroy your soil. And I'm like, well, after 25 years of tilling and organic farming here, things are growing pretty well. And it seems to be working. And you are able to get your weeds under control. And there's a lot of plants when you're direct seeding, it would be really difficult to direct seed into this kind of material if it was all laid flat and killed. You could transplant into it, but I don't know how you would logistically do it on the scale. Even though we're very small scale, we're big enough that that would be challenging. So cover cropping and making and applying compost is old school organic farming. People have been doing it for years. And you know, if you think back to before tractors, what people would do is they would harvest this as hay and then dry it for their livestock, because their livestock were what were tilling the ground. So all of this was a cycle that it meshed like organic gears to perpetuate sustainable agriculture over time. So grow a cover crop. Another cool thing lastly is, and this, when I started farming, this was not a thing. People call these pea shoots, and they sell them at the farmer's market. And you can eat them, and they taste like snap peas. They're really nice in a salad. mixed in with other things. There's a whole farm near us. That's their whole business, is growing pea shoots and putting in little bags. So if you grow a cover crop, you can come out here and be harvesting some early novel leaf vegetables. So keep on growing. So we offer this mix as our cool season cover crop mix. It's certified organic seed. And in general, you need about 1 pound of seed per 100 square feet, because you want to plant it pretty thickly so you get a nice dense stand. Because another thing a cover crop does, it smothers out the weeds. And it's providing all this habitat. Like right here, I just saw a ladybug. You can see the peas are flowering, the fava beans are flowering, so it's providing bumblebees, nectar and forage. But you want it dense enough that you're blocking out all the light from things growing. So yeah, about a pound per 100 square feet. We sell it, I think, in 3-pound and 5-pound bags as well if you've got a bigger garden. And we just broadcast it and till it in. If you don't have mechanized ways, you can broadcast it and cover it loosely with straw, and that'll keep birds from eating it, and it can grow like that with the fall rains. So best grown in fall, but you can, if you can get into your ground in February or March, you could grow a cover crop like that. And then in summer, like after we harvest our garlic, we'll plant buckwheat, and it's frost sensitive, so you can't grow it in the cold season, but it's a way to grow organic matter and provide nectar for bees, and cover your soil and build organic matter.